My father-in-law passed away recently, leaving a substantial life insurance payout to his son and his wife, who is 57. My wife, aged 30, was excluded from the inheritance. I, a 32-year-old man, wasn't surprised by this, as her 27-year-old brother isn't the most capable and still lives with his mother. He rarely socializes, only leaving the house for work before returning to spend his days gaming. Recently, both my mother-in-law and brother-in-law moved into our home, as they were too grief-stricken to stay in the house where my father-in-law died. My father-in-law was the backbone of their household, handling all responsibilities. For instance, he drove my mother-in-law to and from work daily, a task that has now fallen to my wife. I've taken on managing the estate, including settling bills and updating policies. My mother-in-law doesn't speak English or drive, so I gladly stepped in to help the family navigate this challenging time. After 6 weeks of intense work, I finalized all outstanding bills, funeral arrangements, and other major tasks. Honestly, without my efforts, the family would have been overwhelmed. They didn't even know where my father-in-law worked or that he had a life insurance policy. Neither my mother-in-law nor her son has any savings or retirement plans. I proposed opening a joint bank account for my wife and her mother to deposit the insurance payout, allowing it to earn interest while covering monthly expenses. My mother-in-law had no bank account prior to this. However, she then declared she didn't want my wife included in the account, and instead wished to transfer her share of the payout to her son for him to manage in a savings account. Her reasoning was that since my wife and I own a home, the money would be better used for her brother. While we do have a home, we're far from wealthy, and their moving in was partly to ease our financial strain, as their rent contributions would help. I shared with my wife that giving everything to her brother would be reckless, especially since he'd also inherit the family home and lacks the ability to manage finances responsibly. My concern stems from what I've observed. He drives to work without a license, contributed nothing to the estate planning, and has a surprising amount of money in his checking account. He's never had a romantic relationship, and in the years I've known him, has shown no desire to live independently. When I asked about his large bank balance, he admitted he didn't know what to do with it and had no understanding of retirement planning, as his parents always handled the bills. His only financial responsibility was contributing partially to the mortgage before returning to his routine of work and video games. My wife supported her mother through her breast cancer treatment, driving her to every appointment and using up all her vacation and sick leave to do so. Her brother, while not a bad person and even a good friend, doesn't seem capable of maturing into a responsible adult. I told my wife that, after we welcomed her mother and brother into our home, it feels disrespectful for her to receive nothing from the inheritance. I suggested that her mother and brother return to their own home and use the insurance payout to support themselves without my father-in-law. My wife was furious, accusing me of only caring about money. To me, this isn't just about the funds. It's about the lack of appreciation for all we've done and will continue to do. Am I wrong for suggesting that my wife ask her mother and brother to move out after her mother decided to give the entire inheritance to her brother? Additionally, their plan for their family home is to rent it out. They bought it before interest rates rose, and it could generate $1,000 in monthly profit. My wife believes it's wrong to leave her mother and brother to manage on their own, as they struggle to communicate effectively. Her mother speaks only Spanish, while her brother speaks English but understands basic Spanish, limiting their ability to discuss complex matters like financial planning. I've been acting as a mediator, though her brother has shown little interest in participating, as it doesn't seem to matter to him. I'm a 24-year-old woman, married to my 27-year-old husband for 2 years, together for 4. Lately, I've been overwhelmed, balancing full-time work and full-time studies. I recently took on extra hours at my job and am close to completing my degree. I haven't been as cheerful or loving, but I assumed it was clear this is a temporary phase of hard work that will soon pass. My husband works a standard 9-to-5 office job. After a long day of work and evening classes, I come home to cook dinner, wash dishes, and tidy the living room. I've explained to him that I'm unhappy because I can't rest even when I'm home. He promised to take on more household tasks, and I gave him a list of chores that would help. He did one task for a single day, then stopped. Yesterday, he mentioned that he misses my affection, noting that I haven't been as warm lately. I explained that between work, school, and all the housework, I'm too exhausted to feel affectionate. Honestly, I'm struggling to feel attracted to him right now, though I didn't say that outright. He got upset. He argued that I must not care about him, knowing physical touch is important to him, and accused me of withholding affection. I responded by saying that doing his laundry and cleaning up after him are acts of care, not things I'd do for just anyone. I pointed out that he hasn't kept his promise to help with chores, so if anyone's lacking in showing care, it's him. He went quiet, grabbed his keys, and left. Now I feel bad for confronting him like that. Should I call to apologize? Am I wrong for what I said? 6 months ago, I shared about my husband's lack of contribution to household chores and how it was affecting my feelings toward him, which he complained about. Following advice, I stopped cleaning up after him, only handling my own messes and cooking for myself. I moved into the spare room to keep one space organized for my peace of mind. I also started sleeping there because his dirty work clothes were scattered across our bedroom floor, and they smelled. The dishes piled up quickly, his hair clogged the bathroom sink, and trash stacked up by the door. He complained, saying I wasn't fulfilling my role as a wife. I reminded him that we split all expenses equally, so housework should be shared too. Shockingly, he suggested that since he now earns enough, I could quit my job to be a stay-at-home wife and future mother. I was furious. Then I learned he'd thrown out his condoms and hidden my birth control pills, believing a baby would make me happier since I seemed dissatisfied with just the two of us. Fast forward, we're now divorcing and the process is ongoing. I can't stand him anymore. Reflecting on how things changed, I realize I once loved him deeply and wonder what went wrong. Some context. We met at church, raised in a somewhat traditional community where women often married and had children young. When we met, we agreed to reject rigid gender roles, aiming for an equal partnership, though we married young and plan to have kids eventually. Over time, I've noticed he's been influenced by conservative ideas, and his views on women have shifted dramatically. It's painful, but I'm starting to understand myself better and what I want. I relied too heavily on him for decisions and prioritized his needs. Now, I enjoy simple freedoms, like choosing my favorite ice cream flavor at the store. I'm a 20-year-old with about $7,500 saved, including $2,300 in cash. My parents are in financial trouble. Their net worth is around $2 million, but their mortgage is massive, and my dad's income has dropped to 2/3 of what it once was. They live paycheck to paycheck, sometimes borrowing from me or my grandparents to get by. They've borrowed $1,600 from me before and repaid it fully. They get annoyed when I ask about repayment or their ability to pay me back. I get it. Having someone in your home asking for money isn't fun, though I only ask weekly. My younger brother needs braces, costing $12,000. They took out a loan with an initial payment of $2,200. I'm considering contributing $1,200, with them covering $1,000. I'm happy to help my brother and would even give them a year to repay me. But I'm frustrated with my mom's attitude about my money. She's fine with me spending $1,100, but expects me to give $1,200 without saying when they'll take it, telling me I still have my money. When I pressed her, she called me selfish, saying I only care about money and lack compassion. I got scolded. I know their finances are strained, and I'm unsure if they can repay me or cover their bills. I just want clarity on when they'll take my money and how long repayment will take. It doesn't seem right to treat someone offering an interest-free loan this way. You wouldn't treat a bank like that. Am I wrong for asking? Also, they let me live rent-free and cover food costs. My 33-year-old daughter and her 33-year-old husband have been married for 6 years and have 2 daughters, one in kindergarten and one a toddler. My son-in-law's family lives nearby and constantly buys excessive toys for the kids, leading to a cluttered, chaotic home. Toys are stacked in piles and bins in nearly every room, many quickly broken or ignored. The house is so messy that some areas are hard to navigate. My son-in-law's parents bring new toys almost every visit, and he adds to the clutter by purchasing more. My daughter, who works full-time like her husband, is frustrated because she can't keep the house organized or enjoy a clean space. I'm starting to dread visiting because the clutter feels overwhelming, and I worry about tripping. My daughter has asked me not to buy toys, as the kids already have too much. My son-in-law doesn't help much with cleaning beyond doing laundry. Am I wrong for considering not visiting anymore because the house feels unsafe and stressful, or should I keep quiet and deal with it? Also, my daughter mentioned that my son-in-law's parents are hoarders, though I haven't seen this myself.